Hello, and welcome to a really quick Mystic Frequency Tarot reading. I'm Lisa, and I'm going to be doing something really short and brief for the collective. It won't necessarily have a pile or anything, it's just a message that will find you whatever you may be doing, wherever you may be going. But I'm really looking forward to this. I felt really called to go ahead and start this new year off on January 1st, 2026 by introducing short videos. And if your birthday is today, happy birthday. Thank you for making it another year around the world with the world. And I hope that you have a really great celebration today if today is your birthday. All right, so let's go ahead and look at a affirmation that is coming through today that you need to be telling yourself. So hopefully I don't hit the camera while I'm doing this. Normally I already have everything shuffled off and taken care of, and I felt called to bring my golden box out from a puzzle I recently did and found a way to repurpose it. Oh, I am joyful. Something to be joyful about is coming through, something that is bringing a lot of positivity and it's bringing you a lot of hope, and it's just making you feel really good about where you are currently. Okay, let me see if I can scoot that back. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull an animal, spirit of the animals from this oracle. I don't get to really use this deck often. And this is kind of like helping me find ways to really take use of the things I have around me. And that may be something you are currently going through, where you're repurposing and finding things that used to bring you joy are bringing you joy again. So let's go ahead. What spirit animal oracle is coming through for this collective reading? What benevolent spirit guide animal is coming through for the collective? Oh, I think this one wants to come out. Okay. Oh, we got a couple that actually fell out. So you've got a couple of spirit animals that are wanting to come through. The first one is elk, nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. So everything that you're accomplishing right now, you are being very successful. And there's this powerful force that is motivating you, that is pushing you forward, so that way you can take on these challenges. And you're finding that the more challenges you take on, the stronger you are becoming, because this elk has really long horns, and that means that you are just allowing yourself to grow and nurture yourself, and through these endeavors you are becoming much more stronger. Let me go ahead and get the ones that fell on the floor and see what they have to say. All right, so we have frog, prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. So there's that joy coming through again. It's like you have the finances you need in order to feel prosperous and to be able to accomplish the things that you're wanting to accomplish. Especially when you find this reading, you're just starting to feel that all the things that you're putting out into the universe are being able to come through, and you're able to grab them. You're able to leap into situations. And with this purple frog, it's making me think you're trusting your intuition a lot more too. And you're looking at the opportunities that are all around you, and you're not closing yourself off to them. And I like that this frog is kind of looking at this elk, and the elk is looking back at the challenges that made them feel as if they were lacking are now making them more prosperous. And then we have the sea otter, happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. And otters are very playful. And I love that we do have the puffins in here. We're not just playful with those that we are close to, but we're playful with everyone else that happens to come into our environment. And these people are bringing us much joy. And what I love about this frog and the fact that we have another water image right here is a frog goes through cycles where if it finds itself drying out, it knows that it needs to go and return to the water. So that way it may feel joy again, and it feels so much at peace and happy with its environment that it's in. So we have this frog looking off over here, and it's probably getting ready just to jump in. That's what I'm feeling from here. Oh, wow. I haven't ever had this card come out. So with the unicorn, this is saying there are infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. So we have something very mythical here. Something that allows us to transform and use our third eye, our intuitive senses. So that way, when we trust where it is that we are going, even if we don't have all the information in front of us, we can abandon those dark thoughts that tell us because we don't know we shouldn't even move. And I'm also getting this hermit image, this image coming through for me, where the hermit card talks about allowing yourself to take a step with whatever is currently revealed in front of you, because you're being very introspective. You're really thinking about the options, because I see these 3 here, and you're thinking about the options that you have around you, and the ones that light up the path for you are the ones that you're going to be hopping towards. And when you find yourself in a dry spell, then you will allow yourself to really tune in and surround yourself with people who can help you rejuvenate and just make things easier for you along your journey. And then this last one, we have the ram, perseverance. You have many gifts, no problem can withstand. The power of your mind, with patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up and good luck will follow. So this group, this collective here is really trusting what the divine is revealing to them. And they are actually taking ownership of the gifts that the divine is giving them. And they're walking with this sense of not feeling like you are in rags, that you are even more prosperous. And it doesn't really need to be something financial, like where it is in front of you and it is tangible. You just feel more prosperous now. Maybe it's just knowledge makes you feel more rich. Just having information makes you feel more rich. Having this connection to the divine just makes you feel more rich and playful. And I want to go ahead and get a tarot card, and I'm going to go ahead and get this kind of separated, because I love dividing my deck into 3s and then spreading them. Some people like to cut their deck. They like to do almost like a playing card shuffle. I like to actually physically turn and let the divine really tell me when I should be able to put this down, collect myself back together, because sometimes when we are finding ourselves at a point where we are spiraling, when we allow ourselves to just kind of stop and let what is going on unfold and happen around us, we are able to really find where we are at and really be able to pick ourselves up once we finally hit the ground. And it makes me think, I have this charm in my basket and I love it when it comes out, but it's like the little helicopter seeds that comes off a tree. You see it spinning in the air, and if you remember what it was like as a child, it's like you're trying to catch these opportunities that are floating and flying past you. And you're finding joy in the challenge of trying to catch something that is really small. But you know that because it's such a small opportunity, you have to be willing to jump for it. You have to be willing to leap for it. So hopefully I don't knock the camera down doing this. I don't have very much room, but I want to go ahead and get a card to pull for this reading, this collective reading. And once again, thank you for clicking on this video and watching and listening. It really makes me happy when I'm able to reach out to any kind of individual that is out there and they're on their own growth journey and they just want a little bit more guidance to lead them forward, or they just want to hear someone kind of speak so that way their thoughts aren't taking control of their mind. But with your pile, I feel like you're just finding things that make you more happy. And you just see that you really do have a lot of infinite possibilities that are around you, and you're finding that these possibilities are making you wanting to work really hard and to persevere. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pull a random card, Spirit. Thank you. All right. So we have the Ten of Wands, and it is in reverse. So you are allowing yourself to really drop what it is that you've been carrying that hasn't been making you really happy and has been closing you off to doors that wouldn't open up to you because you were just carrying too much. And so think of this dog. Think of this very playful dog that goes out into the yard and they see all these sticks that are around them and they pick the biggest one up that they possibly can because it's more challenging, and it causes them to work every bone in their body literally to bring it back, because they know that when you pick it up, it looks easy for you to throw, but it gives them a challenge to pick up. So you are finding ways to make a challenge that is really difficult and finding ways to make it more playful, finding ways to take advantage of the situation. And if you can't pick it up, then you're only going to be picking up the sticks that you can carry. But it looks like you're picking up a task and picking up another and another and another. And your spirit guides are saying that, yes, you are persevering. And if you feel like the load is getting a little bit too heavy for you, that it's going to be difficult. And there are going to be a couple things that you will need to kind of like take off your shoulder and look at the people that are around you and see if there's anyone that can maybe lighten the load for you. Someone, and because I do see these baby otters in here with their parent, and right now this mama or this daddy or whoever this guardian is kind of floating along and allowing the baby to kind of rest on their belly. And this one is kind of like, hey, you mind watching our little one for a little bit so that way we can kind of like take a break, maybe take a breather. And this one's already in the water getting ready to kind of offer that for you. So that way y'all can really dive right in the water and allow yourself to get nutrients and just really be able to take better care of your health. But I love, so the Ten of Wands, because it is the Ten of Wands, you are almost there. You literally are almost there. You have started this year off and you may have almost called it quits. Your endeavors, your passions, the things that you've been working on, you almost gave up on it. And with the Ten of Wands, it's saying you are almost there. So kind of realign where your goals are taking you and see if there's anything you can do to kind of lighten that load right here. Because this is where you're trying to be. You're trying to make it here. Maybe you were just rebuilding something that was around you that needed more stability. But if you look This house is already very stable as it is, and there's nothing else that you really need to be doing other than returning back to it, returning back to this home. And because you are very financially prosperous, there's nothing else that you need to do at this moment. What you are being encouraged to do is to trust your intuition and to see that you are already rich enough as it is. And I love that for you. I kind of want to look at the back of the card for like what's going on deep within your subconscious. Oh, wow. We have the Two of Cups. I love that. Oh, okay. And underneath that, we had the Five of Swords. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and talk a little bit about that. So you may have had, so this makes me think of a relationship. This is somebody that is able to pour into your cup like you do with them. And this relationship that is in the back of your mind is really helping you bring about this ability to keep moving forward and provide a sustainable living for those that are around you that you deeply care about. And it's these choices that we're actively making in the present that is making us feel more joyful, making us feel just as if with this person we can accomplish anything. Because I do see that. See this partner here? This partner sees that you may look like you're getting tired, and they are already trying to find ways to release this off your shoulder because they see that you're taking on too much. And they're even here guiding you towards your intuition, pushing you and nudging you because they want you to transform, and they're transforming too along with you. It's not you doing the work by yourself. And if you did feel like you were doing the work by yourself, just know that you really aren't. See if you can take what's on your shoulders and trust that the person that you are with or the people that you're around are ready to help and assist you. And that may be what it was that was maybe causing a little bit of tension and conscious, like you're fighting deep within your conscious, like your subconscious is really coming through and looking at the relationships around you and seeing if there is something that you need to be putting down, because this person has 3 swords in their hands right now, but they're carrying 2 in one. So it's like they have choices in their hand in one arm. And then they have this opportunity where they could be communicating that with themselves or with others about the choices that they currently feel. It may even feel like you thought you had limited options, and the limited options made you feel like you were backed into a corner and separated. But that was just an imaginary conflict. And it was just, imagine these 2 swords as a door or a gateway that you were walking through. And I love that I'm looking at the 5 of Swords and I'm looking over here at the elk, and it's kind of making them pause where they are walking to, because it's like they're walking that way. And maybe a certain situation or a relationship around you, you almost walked away from, but you were really glad that you stuck it out because there was like a breakthrough that came through. And you, like I said, this was the one that was underneath the deck, but this is where you are willing to fight for this. You are willing to make anything possible happen just to make this relationship work. And you are willing to take on what it is that you need to be taking on in order to make this work. But I feel really good about this collective reading. I really do, because y'all are in a really good state of mind, and I'm glad for that. And if you did not feel like you were in a healthy state of mind, just know that you are about to reach. You are almost there. Whatever you've been working on, whatever endeavors, you're almost there. You are about to have this happiness that you needed. You just needed to kind of realign yourself and look to those that were around you that can kind of really help with this. And, oh, I didn't even think about it, but I just put this this divinity, maybe yes, rephrase into this box to kind of bring out the colors. And you are going from maybe and saying yes to things, and you are rephrasing what it is you are communicating, because you realize that if I say this, it will have this kind of reaction. If I say this one, it has this kind of reaction. Because look, you're choosing your words a little bit more carefully, and you're looking up for information. You're looking up to those that can kind of really help and assist you. And it's like the sky drops this sword in front of you, and you are getting ready to pick it up, because that is what you really need to be saying. This is what you need to be telling these people, these relationships that are around you, so you can make better choices. But it's a positive reading, and I love that for y'all, especially on January 1. It's like new beginnings, new feelings around your financial mindset, new feelings around those that are around you, and you just feel very noble. This person makes you feel like a prince, makes you feel like a princess, makes you feel just noble, regardless of where you come from. Because you may have started out with just rags, but at the end of it, you just feel just more richer. And the last thing I'm going to do for this reading before I let it send off and collect the collective together, so that way they may get some confirmation on their journey, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some Scrabble letters, and we'll see what Spirit has to say, so y'all can kind of see how whenever I do the lengthy tarot videos, how Spirit kind of like says things, and then I have to infer what else you're trying to say. All right, so let's see what Spirit is trying to tell us. I'm hearing refuel. That is coming through to me. You have a couple of E's missing. So think of E as looking to those that are around you, everyone that is around you, so you can refuel, because you're almost on empty and those E's are missing. And your happiness tank is full. Like, I am seeing that your joyfulness, like, you do feel very positive about the things that are around you, but your guides are telling you you need to kind of pause right here, because you're about to be running on empty and you aren't going to be able to really go through. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing raft, like a raft almost. So because the T is missing in here, and I am thinking of a raft because of the sea otter, I'm hearing there's something that would make your journey a lot easier, but because we're missing the T, it's like, think of a T chart where you have the pros and cons, and you are deciding for yourself what is best for you, and how the decisions or the things that you're working towards are either attainable or not attainable. And then you will be able to decide what it is you should really be working on. All right. Now, I keep hearing delulu. If you feel like you're being a little bit delusional, just know that you are not. You're not being delusional. And if you feel a little bit delusional, it's just because you really do have a little bit that you've been carrying on this journey, and it's making you feel like maybe you need to get some rest. I'm hearing maybe get a little bit more sleep, because I'm thinking of these backgrounds. And this Two of Cups makes me think of somebody, if you did just have a newborn come into the world, it's almost like, okay, it's your turn to keep night watch, and you've got your cups of coffee in your hand, and then you're just like, he's kind of like slumped over, and he says, yep, I had my 30 minutes of sleep. And you are taking turns resting. But I feel like this is saying you need to look to the people that are around you, and they don't necessarily need to be blood, maybe just a really close friend that can come in and help you take some time off to yourself so you can rest or even go on a date night. All right, is there anything else? Afford. You are not delusional. You can afford the things that are around you. You really can, because you've already put in the work. You can afford to have this house that you are walking towards, and you can bring this family into this environment. And if you do feel afraid, because I also heard that if you feel afraid, that's just, if you're scared, especially if this is a newborn, just trust your intuition. Trust your intuition on this and allow the divine to come in and release any conflict that you may be feeling to the universe. But other than that, my collective reading for January 1, 2026, I hope this finds you and you get a little bit of confirmation on what it is that you need to be doing or working on. And I'm sending you lots of peace and love too. But thank y'all for jumping in, and like, comment, subscribe, and share if you know someone who could benefit from this information that needs a little bit of push. But thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here.